What's up, everybody? Tactical Swede here once again. Thanks for watching. So today's something a little bit different. I want to get your help on a new project that I've got coming up. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen this. I've also mentioned it in the foreign and domestic chat with Scotsman and Alan B. Pro. We're going to be building an AR-15 pistol. Now, ideally, I would go SBR with this, but I'm not one of those people that's willing to pay the government money for a right that I already have. That being said, I am a law-abiding citizen, and I'm going to follow the rules regardless of how unconstitutional they may be. So we're going to go pistol with this. Now, when it comes to pistol, SBR, essentially they're the same thing. The only difference being an SBR has a stock on it, and a pistol has a brace or nothing on the tube. But you're not allowed to put a stock on it. Then it becomes a rifle. But functionally, they are the same thing. And I think they serve the same purpose. My philosophy on these things is it's going to give you some of the capabilities of a rifle without the size and bulk of a rifle. It's going to be a little bit more compact and portable, but it's still going to give you that punch and range of a rifle versus a handgun. So that's where I'm coming from with this build. Now, this is the first one of these I'm building myself. I have shot some. I've shot some SBRs and pistols, but this is the first one I'm building myself. So I really wanted to put a lot of thought into it and get a lot of opinions on, what to do with this from people that have experience with it. So I don't have a lot of the details narrowed down on this. The only thing I really have nailed down is barrel length. I'm going to go 10.5 inches on this. Unless, of course, someone else has a compelling argument as to why I should go a different barrel length. I'm open to all suggestions on this build. But for right now, for the purposes of this video, we're going 10.5 inches. Now, throughout the course of this build, I'm going to do several of these videos talking about different aspects of the build and trying to get your guys' opinion on things. The topic of today's video is going to be caliber. What caliber are we going to make this thing? Now, through my own research and experience, I've narrowed that down to 3 options. Those being going a true pistol caliber pistol and going 9mm, or stepping up to a rifle round and going either 5.56 or 300 Blackout. So I've got my own pros and cons on each of these rounds, like I said, from my own research and experience. But I really want to hear from you guys on what you think is the most effective round for a pistol or SBR. So at the end of this video, hit me up down in the comments, shoot me an email. If you get my phone number, give me a text. I want to hear your opinions. So we're going to go through these rounds here, and I'm going to give you my pros and cons, my thoughts on each round, and then, like I said, at the end, I want to hear what you guys have to say. So starting with 9mm here. Readily available, fairly inexpensive ammunition. 9mm is everywhere, and it's pretty cheap. I already have a good supply of 9mm. I already have magazines that will work for a 9mm AR build. Most of your conversion kits for the AR-15 lower are going to accept Glock magazines. I have a lot of Glock magazines, so before this build even starts, I don't have any added expense to get this thing running once it's built. Now, on the downside of 9mm, the build itself is going to cost you a little bit extra money because you have to buy the conversion kit for the AR-15 lower. As it sits right now, that is not going to accept a 9mm magazine. So you're going to have a little bit of added expense building the rifle or the pistol itself. On top of that is the effectiveness of the round itself. As I said, for this application, I'm wanting to get rifle capabilities. So I think the 9mm round, it lacks that punch and effectiveness at range, like 100 yards or more. Now, when I'm talking effectiveness at range, I'm not talking about your ability to punch a hole in a piece of paper at 100 yards. I'm talking about your ability to neutralize a threat at 100 yards. Especially if there's some kind of barrier in between you and that threat. I don't think 9mm is the best round for that application. So Let's step up to 5.56 or 2.23. Again, you have readily available, fairly inexpensive ammunition. When you're talking rifle rounds, 5.56, 2.23 is pretty cheap, and you can find it everywhere. Again, I already have a good supply of 5.56. I already have magazines for 5.56. So again, right off the bat, before the rifle is even built, I don't have any added expenses. So that's good stuff. Then, the round itself, AR-15, 5.56, recoil is non-existent. The recoil on a 5.56 is it's there, but, it's nothing to speak of. And then there's that nice flat trajectory of a 5.56 round. You zero in at 50 yards, and you're going to be able to hit anything from 0 to 200 yards just by aiming center mass. That's the beauty of that trajectory. It's nice and flat. It doesn't, rise or fall too much. So if you aim center mass on a target anywhere from 0 to 200 yards, you're going to hit center mass. So really great round for that. Now, the downside of 5.56 for this particular application, a short barrel, 10.5-inch barrel, is you're losing a lot in a 5.56 round. The 5.56 was designed for a longer barrel, so it needs that longer barrel to burn all of the powder in the cartridge and get the velocity that's intended for it. So right off the bat, you cut that down to 10.5 inches, and it's going to be very loud, and you're going to get a big fireball out the barrel when you shoot that thing, because all that unburned powder behind the bullet is going to explode when it comes out the end of the barrel. So you're going to get that big fireball flash, which might look cool, but not always ideal. And then the effectiveness of the round is affected by that drop in velocity. When that bullet exits the barrel, it's going slower than it would be in a full-size rifle. So again, at range, your effectiveness is going to start being affected by that, be it accuracy or just the actual punch of the bullet itself. So again, pros and cons with that. Stepping up now to 300 Blackout. There's a lot of good pros for 300 Blackout for a short barrel application here. It was kind of designed for it. It really excels at short barrels. It's going to burn all that powder in 9 or 10 inches. So you're not going to get that big fireball out the front. It's going to be traveling at the velocity it was intended to. It's going to be quieter. Beauty of 300 Blackout is, since it is built off of the same case as 5.56, it will fit in magazines for 5.56. So again, I already have magazines there. It's going to be really good and effective between 0 and 300 yards, especially when you're talking barrier penetration. It's going to be much more effective at penetrating a barrier than 5.56 or 9mm would be. Now, it's not all good when you come to 300 Blackout. There are some negatives, one being availability. I won't say it's a scarce round, but it is definitely not as available as 5.56 or 9mm is. And when you do track down that 300 Blackout, it's going to cost you more. On average, 300 Blackout is going to be twice as expensive as 5.56. And even more than that for when you're comparing it to 9mm. So, there's some downsides to 300 Blackout as well, but it is a really good round for this application. So, there's my pros and cons on it. As I said, I'm kind of leaning one direction, but I really want to hear your opinions. If you've got experience with one of these rounds in a short barrel application, or better yet, if you got experience with 2 or all 3 of them, I really want to hear about it. Also, if there's a caliber that I'm neglecting here that you think really shines in a short barrel application, let me know about it. I'm honestly, I'm open to all suggestions here. I want to hear everything you guys have to say about it. So, as I said before, please hit me up down in the comments, shoot me an email, shoot me a text. Let me know your opinions on this. We'll get narrowed down what caliber we're going to go. And then on the next video, we'll talk about something else, and I'll ask for your opinions once again. So that's all we got today, guys. Please give me your suggestions here. I really want to hear what you guys have to say. That's it today, guys. As always, if you like what I'm doing, give me that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button over there. Stay up to date with any new videos we got coming out, including more on this bad boy. We'll catch you next time. Till then, live life and have fun out there.